Okay, what's up everybody, how's it going? It's Berk, aka Dan's Great here, and welcome back to more from this commentary playthrough of NieR Replicant. As you can see here, I've got ending A and I've got ending B. That still leaves 3 more endings to get, and I will read you guys what the guide says for ending C. Loading your clear data after the B ending starts you again at the second half and features some additional scenes. But to see the C ending, you have to collect all 33 available weapons in the game. Since they carry over, you should already have most in your inventory. Should you miss any, refer to this. After beating the former final boss, you get to fight another character. All 33 available weapons in the game. So what we're going to do, it might not require much commentary this session, but what I'll do is I'll fire this up. We'll see how this thing starts together, like is there going to be any new scenes or not. And what I'll probably do is once we establish what's going on here, I have to do like a very quick blaze through of the second half of the game again, but this time I'll be dropping it down to easy difficulty and probably using auto battle as well to get through it as quickly as possible. I'll record it anyway in case there's some like new scenes and stuff that I've missed. And hold on, auto item off, auto attack off. I guess. I don't know. It's going to be interesting seeing how this works as well. Yeah, so depending on, I might do like a... Yeah, so depending on how things go, I might do like one episode that has like extra scenes from Route C, and then we'll just skip straight to the ending, and I'll start to commentate again at the end. So it's unlikely that I'm going to be commentating for most of ending C. It's just going to be a very quick run through to get to the end so that we can unlock ending C and D. So let's get into it and see what the game has to offer for the third run of the second half. I mean, even Automata, again, they didn't make you run the second half of the game 3 times in that one, so I don't know. This is a bit extreme.
Whenever I interacted with Kaine, I was reminded about something from my past. Maybe my mind has been confusing her with my sister this whole time. Anyway...
Ahead lies a deep dream, a dark past, and a beautiful tragedy. Delve into Kaine's memories. So this is going to be a repeat of the previous, like, literally hour to 90 minutes of story that I read through for the start of Route B. So surely I can just say no. But is it maybe a different version of it? It's like maybe it's in dialogue form, scene form? I mean, given that we have the option of no, it probably isn't, but like I say, I mean, I'd rather not do this whole thing again. But let's just see, I mean, in case it's something silly and I've missed something out. I think one of the biggest problems here is that because I've already played through this twice, and even for Route B, I mean, like 90% of it was the same, I would say. Obviously, you have the big sort of exposition dumps at the start where we had Kaine's story. Then we had a shorter version, which was Emil's story. But if you take those 2 chunks out, when you're actually playing through Route B, like 90% of it, 95% of it was the same. So I imagine for Route C, it's going to be like 98% of it is the same. You probably have like a few tiny little bits. And the tough thing is, on the one hand, the game's basically kind of making you rush through it at this point because you don't want to take like some slow, measured playthrough of the second half of the game for the 3rd time. But by that same token, you're going to be skipping shit left, right, and center to get to the end. But what if you've skipped some potentially like a new snippet of content? So I really don't think it's a particularly great way to tell a story personally, but I do want to see ending C, D, and E. So it's obviously something we're going to be sort of getting involved in anyway, but it is a bit frustrating. So I'm going to say yes anyway, just to see what the deal is here. I would hate to miss something like important about Kaine because I've been trying to skip through. But this is the same story, right? I just want to be sure of this. Yeah. So the same story again. Oh, we can fast forward. Okay, fine. So this is what I mean. Like, what if, let's say, in the Route C version of this story, we get an extra chapter that we didn't get in B, but you just skip through it because you were rushing. So that's the kind of thing I mean. So I won't really know with that kind of stuff. I think worst case, once I do get ending C, if I've kind of run through Route C and thought to myself, I didn't really see anything new, I think it's only the ending that's changed, I'll probably go onto like YouTube or something and try and look for any scenes that are specific to Route C, and if they are, then I'll just put them into like a sort of a bridging video just to show you guys what you miss, or just so I can show you guys what's in Route C aside from the new ending. But at this stage, I don't know. It's not something I've looked up, so I don't spoil myself in particular. But the little guy thing says some additional scenes, so I don't know like to what extent that's the thing. But we're gonna have to do a lot of back and forth again for these little quests and stuff, so we shall see. I'm trying to remember, for Automata we had Route A, then we had Route B, which was the same as Route A, but it was where we got to control 9S, and especially like nearer the end it deviated a fair bit. And then we had Route C, which was a sort of a different part of the game and a different story altogether. So compared to the repetition of Replicant, I think Automata is nowhere near it. So in that sense, like if you're not a fan of the repetition, or if even like playing Route B again in Automata was a bit annoying for you because you already played the first part of the game, then I think that Replicant's version of trying to get all the endings is going to frustrate you for sure. So for me, it's like it's tipped a little bit over what I'd consider like, you know, motivating, let's just say. Okay, here we go. At this stage, I feel like I can just talk over the cutscenes. It's just they've appeared so many times, unless obviously it's a new cutscene, but this is not. So we're gonna fight this sucker again, but we got auto battle.
I know.
So this arsehole has been third time. So maybe we get to hear even more like shade dialogue this time or something, but I'm not going to show you guys like edited just for those particular little snippets. Right, so for the auto battle thing, I want to try like proper auto battle here. I don't know why my weapon changed, by the way. Auto attack on. I won't have auto items, I'll use those myself if that's what I want. And then get out of there. Yes, I don't know why I have this equipped, but
what anger this creature must have. How did it even survive these past 5 years? I'm not gonna let this happen again.
So I can switch the weapons as I please, and obviously give myself this sort of stuff.
My sword feels lighter. It's not the blade, but the skill of the user. Strike it down.
Yeah, so the fact that you can literally just play the game like this is so odd. Again, I've never encountered anything like this before. But he stopped attacking now, by the way. Like, I have to do that. Oh, okay. You can switch it on and off like that? That's weird. Auto battle active, auto battle forward. It's a really interesting mechanic. I definitely appreciate the fact that it's there, though. I mean, if there's an accessibility reason why, you know, the battle is something that you can't do or you're just not interested, you still want to sort of play like a movie, I don't see why not, man. I don't think auto battle's a bad thing at all. Don't have to use it. Again, I'm just reluctant to skip scenes. Kaine's dream encounter. Is this an additional scene? I've got to remember this. Yeah, I think this is one we've seen before, right? This is how she met Tyron. Yeah, okay, I remember this. Yeah, okay, so we can fast forward this. I mean, we don't know what happened in the end with Tyron and Kaine as well. Actually, that might be to do with one of the endings as well. Because it noticed that she'd lost that sort of hatred that she had inside her and that desire to just kill everything. And that's something that we found out from their conversations with each other at the end of Route B. So I feel like that's coming surely too. The only thing I'm unsure about is like, what is the point of starting it at this point in the story? If so much of it is the same, why not just make us start at the Shadow Lord's castle bit? It's really weird. Like, we've seen this scene now in Route B. So it's kind of baffling to me. Like, it's just a waste of time. Yeah, so that scene was the same as well. I'm pretty sure everything's the same so far. Yeah, it just reaffirms how silly it seems to me to have this whole thing just start from the midpoint of the story. It could start so much later and you wouldn't lose anything by the looks of things.
Sleep, and yet don't be...
I need to...
So, yeah, we have to set on the path again. Like I say, at this point, I'm going to record what I'm doing just in case. But I'm not going to commentate, of course. And... we'll see. I'm just going to sprint through the story. Everything's on easy mode. Everything's on auto battle. All that kind of shit. And if I spot something new, if I spot something new, then I'll put it in. And if I don't, then I will meet you guys again for ending scene.
I should talk to Tevura first.
Looks like he left the village. Yeah. You think he'll be able to find all the fragments? If he doesn't, these past 5 years will have all been for nothing. Now that we know the location of the original Gestalt, the Shadow Lord, we have to stop his rampage. I can't believe the Shadow Lord ran off and holed up like that. I worry the Shades who guard the key fragments will pose too much of a threat. Maybe so, but we're pretty much out of options at this point. You having second thoughts, sis? No. The plan is all that matters. We must see the plan to completion. He is simply a tool to that end.
So there you go. That's the first time that we've seen a new scene. I've been rampaging through most of the stuff, but there are going to be little moments like that, I guess. I'll probably make it a compilation rather than commentate over each one.
Hey, sis. How goes the code breaking? Harder than I expected. It's going to take some more time. More importantly, how is the child who drifted ashore getting along? Right on schedule so far. I mean, we knew she was powerful enough to destroy an entire ship, but now she's grown even stronger. There is one thing, though. She's started to obsess over becoming human. If that's a problem, we need to nip it in the bud. If the Shadow Lord resists the plan, we'll need her power to defeat him. I know, Popola, I know. Jeez, relax, will ya? It's a fool's dream, and we both know it. She doesn't have a receptacle, so she can't become human, no matter how badly she wants to.
To think it could recover from such a grievous wound.
Ordinary attacks aren't gonna do shit against this thing.
We'll just have to up our own attacks to match.
You get its weakness by now, yeah, Sunshine? Well then, get to carving this bastard up before we're all dead!
No, damn it, I know! The core of this thing is in the mouth. We need to get up there.
Are you serious?
But how are we supposed to do that?
Instead of wasting time running your mouths, how about you keep attacking the damn thing until it falls over?
Hey, the guy from before's collapsed on the beach. That shade's got some kind of hard-on for it. We should take him hostage.
Shut your yap. I'm not in the business of using my blades on people.
I think it's working!
It's concentrating tremendous magical energy into its head. Attacking it may cause the power gathered there to discharge. Now's your chance! Run, lad! Attack the part of her that looks like a girl! Watch your step, lad. Do not tumble into the sea.
Well, this is new. Still playing on easy mode, but this is something we didn't get to do before.
Inside its mouth! Hurry!
That's really interesting. I guess maybe it is possible to do this, but you have to be playing on easy to be able to do it. That's really weird. Yeah, I didn't even know we could have a battle like this. So this is one little minor difference, I guess. Maybe this was possible all along, though. I don't know. Yeah, I've been enjoying cruising on auto battle, though. I'm very glad they have it. Poor Louise. I guess one interesting thing to note there is that the whole thing with the postman never happens, so she doesn't die believing the postman hates her. So it's a happy ending for Louise if you manage to beat her in that way. That's one thing I realized.
It's like I was stuck in some kind of dream.
Hey, letter guy.
This is new.
You're that... I mean, how can I help you?
Got a letter for you.
Wait, you have a letter for me?
Yeah, it's from that thing on the ship.
Louise? Let me see. Oh, it says... Wow, look at this. After all that time I spent trying to teach her to write, she actually managed to string together a few ugly little letters. Damn it. Why can't I stop seeing her smile? or hearing that song she used to sing. I know she ate people. I know she was a monster.
Okay, so that was a kind of a cool little extra. Again, I'm not sure if that happened because I beat her before the postman got involved, or it's just a Route C thing. But I thought that was kind of nice. I mean, if it is strictly a Route C thing, it's another one of those where it's like, why? I don't think it was necessary to add that tiny little tidbit. So far, I think of like the hour and a half maybe that I've been playing, I've seen maybe like a collective of 2 minutes of new content, maybe something like that. So far it's been pretty pointless, and they could have easily started us off much later on and found a way to throw in those extra little Deviler and Popola quotes. Probably even just put it into Route B, and I don't think most people would have really cared. That's how it is. I mean, there's only the King of Facade thing left, and then we've already made it back to the Shadow Lord, so I did say about 2 hours maybe, so it's not too bad, I guess. Obviously, auto battle and easy mode has definitely helped, so I mean, I'll give credit where it's due. I don't like the structure, but at least they have put some quality of life improvement in there to make it a bit more bearable. But there really has not been enough happening so far that warrants a third playthrough of the second half. It just really isn't. I'm sure some people say, well, I prefer to leave this route to get all the weapons, so therefore I thought it was great implementation, but nah. Sorry guys, you're wrong.
Welp, now they can finally enter the Shadow Lord's castle. Yes, but we can't relax just yet. If he kills the Shadow Lord, the entire plan will collapse. We'll need to restrain him before that can happen. Come on, you really think he'll listen to us? Maybe. It's just... I don't know. Lately, I've been thinking a lot about all the time we used to spend with him. Devila! I know. We can't afford that kind of thing, I get it. But I know you feel it too. Even if I did, we have no choice. We were designed to do this. It's funny, I'm even concerned about this. I mean, it's not like he has a soul. No stopping ever!
The bridge!
Blast! We're trapped!
I've got an idea!
I fear we're done for.
It'll be all right.
Huh?
You know, when I was young, I hated my eyes. And now that I'm older, I hate what my body has become. But there's something else there now. Something like pride, you know? I mean, without all this, I couldn't have become your friend. Goodbye, my friends. Thank you for everything.
Emil!
For so long, all I could do was destroy. But now, I have a chance to save something.
No!
Now get going, okay?
Emil!
Don't worry about me. I'm gonna be fine.
Emil! Emil!
Emil! You jackass, get back here! Emil!
unstable, and Vice can't stop arguing with people. I hope they can hold it together once I'm gone. Well, I guess they'll just have to learn. I want to see you again. I want to see all of you again. Just one more time. I'm scared. I don't want to die.
Okay, so this is new. Right after Emil performs his sort of final move to save NieR and Kaine, now this screen has appeared. So up until now, I think pretty much almost everything has been the same. I've seen maybe 2 minutes worth of new content in the second half so far. But darkness, black without end. So now we're going to find out how Emil, I guess, survived this whole thing, because you saw like the rolling head at the end of ending B, but obviously we don't know what happened between this event here and how he ended up on the desert. So let's have a read this and see what we got. Darkness, black without end. It goes on and on and on. Eyes closed, eyes open. It matters not. The dark is joined by a mysterious sensation, one created by the mingling of blissful sleep with the unease of a terrible, never-ending cold. Is this a dream? Thinking to pinch his cheek, he reaches for his face, but his hand does not move. In fact, his hand has disappeared altogether. He looks at his arms and sees only bone. He looks at his feet and sees they have disappeared, along with the rest of his legs up to the thigh. What body remains begins to leave him, then crumbling into fragments smaller than dust. His body is going. Soon it will be no more. Is this death? Suddenly he recalls his past. He remembers the time he lived with his sister, and the very act of recollection is like a shooting star. Despite lasting only a moment, it brings color to the darkness. Soon more memories come, gathering atop each other, one after the next, until they meld into a warm and glorious light. Emil's dream. Promise. So this is new for ending C. Wake up! Wake up! A set of covers are torn from the boy, leaving his eyelids exposed to the merciless sun. Hey there, lazybones, says the voice again. The boy's vision, blurry at first, gradually grows more clear. Before him, her face aglow with a radiant smile, is his older sister, Halua. Morning, Halua. Don't look so cheery, you butt. The teacher's going to be here any minute. Halua grabs her brother and pulls him beneath the bed with her, where they wait with a host of dust bunnies for their instructor's arrival. The moment Emil starts to ask a question, Halua shushes him by placing a finger over his mouth. Don't start. We agreed to this yesterday, remember? We're going to jump out and give teacher the scare of her life. After a few ticks of the clock, the door opens and a slight woman enters the room. Good morning, Halua. Good morning, Emil. Are you ready for... Emil glances at his sister and sees her trying to stifle a laugh, which has the unfortunate effect of making a laugh rise in him. Then the dust bunnies decide to get in on the act, swirling up into their noses and causing the tricksters to sneeze in unison. Suddenly, the face of their teacher appears in the space between the bed and the floor. "There you are, you scamps!" "This is your fault," says Halua. "You ruined it by sneezing." "Me?" cries a clearly wounded Emil. "You sneeze just as loud." "That's enough, both of you," says the teacher as she attempts to hide her amusement. "Crawl out from under there and let me take your temperatures already." The pair happily shimmies out from their hiding place and stands before their teacher. She is a fair woman with a kind voice, one Emil would be happy to listen to for the rest of his life. In fact, he often thought that her waking him in the morning was his favourite part of the day. The teacher finds her seat, hunkers down, and lightly pats her leg, to which a happy Emil leaps into her lap. She then slides a chilly thermometer under his armpit, causing a shudder to race through his body. "I'm sorry, just be a brave boy for a little longer, alright?" Emil used to hate having his temperature taken daily. The thermometer was just so darn cold, but he's become used to it after being at the facility for the past 2 years. His mother and father had perished in an accident many years before. He'd been told the facility they sent him to was simply a home for orphans such as himself, but he'd always had his doubts. After all, most orphanages weren't staffed by doctors in white coats who held lessons involving the repeated asking of strange questions, nor did they attach wires to the bodies of their charges and force them to enter enormous boxes. The process is endless, the tests unceasing. And yet, Emil feels his teacher somehow floats above it all. She would talk to him about everyday problems, read him books, even share a meal when time permitted. She is the closest thing he has to a mother. With both of their temperatures taken, Emil and Halua wait for breakfast, but something is different this day. Their teacher is strange somehow, off. "Emil," she says quietly, "do you remember what day this is?" Emil looks over to his sister and sees her staring at him with an enormous grin. "Nuh-uh," she says, "you gotta figure it out yourself." But despite his best efforts, Emil comes up empty. "I'm sorry, ma'am," he says at last. "I just don't know." With a smile, the teacher reaches into the pocket of her white coat and withdraws a small package. It is a bag, neatly closed with string and tied at the top with a bright red ribbon. "Happy birthday, Emil," she says. "In fact, happy birthday to the both of you." "Oh, thank you," cries Emil. "Can I open it?" "Of course," replies his teacher. "I'm afraid it's nothing so special, but I do hope you enjoy it regardless." Emil carefully unties the ribbon and opens the bag to reveal a small pile of cookies. They are the same snacks they had always received at the facility, but the fact they came from his teacher makes them somehow special. As a gasp escapes his mouth, his sister can't help giggling beside him, her eyes fixated on the bright red ribbon all the while. "Happy birthday, Halua," says Emil as he reaches into the bag, withdraws a cookie and offers it to his sister. Needing no further encouragement, the girl crams the cookie in her mouth and swallows it in 2 bites. "Happy birthday to you too, Emil." Then, as though remembering something, she leaps up and runs to the small chest of drawers the two of them share. After forcing open a stubborn drawer, she pulls out a single sheet of paper hidden under a white coat and runs it back to her brother. "Here's your present," she says, thrusting the paper at him with a slightly embarrassed look. When he glances down, he sees the words "Happy Birthday, Emil" scrawled in a shaky child's hand, along with a picture of a generously coloured person who had clearly been created from every crayon in the box. That was me. Unable to stop himself, Emil wraps his sister in a massive hug. "Thank you," he whispers, as she returns the embrace just as tightly. "I'll make sure to draw you on our next birthday, okay?" My sister was there. My teacher was there. It was my birthday. I thought I could never be happier. I'm glad Halua's drawing is the last thing I'll remember. I sense a deep and perfect darkness descending over my eyes, and realize my time has come. I'm so terribly cold. As I try to desperately remember what it felt like to be embraced, I wonder if this horrible phase is all that's left of me. Halua. I'm sorry. I couldn't keep my promise. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But I'm coming to join you now. Just hold on.
Wake up. Wake up. Please, wake up. Come on, Emil. Wake up already.
Halua? Is that you?
You haven't changed a bit, have you, lazy bones?
Halua, have you come for me? Am I dead?
No, Emil. You're not dead. I'm just here to keep my promise.
In that moment, the world of blackness surrounding me explodes with color. Red, yellow, blue, and so many others. Colors I have no names for. Colors I've never even seen. It's like someone is using every crayon in the box.
I told you I'd always be watching over you, didn't I?
Halua, I don't...
Don't worry about it, you butt. Looking after little brothers is just what big sisters do.
Her voice is fading.
Sorry, Emil. Looks like I'm out of magic.
Halua, wait! Let me come with you!
But you are with me. I'll always watch over you. So we'll always be together.
Halua, no! Don't go!
Don't cry, Emil. I want you to be happy.
Halua...
Promise me that you'll live for both of us.
So there you go, that's his promise. That's why he survived. The darkness enveloping me flows away, replaced by a brilliant blue sky. I don't know where I am or what I'm supposed to do. But it's okay that I'm here. I know that much now. She's given me the courage to accept that. No more crying. I'll live with a smile on my face. Because that's the promise I made her.